Alright. Good morning. Ugh. Devil the spoil. Good afternoon, Mr. Full. How's it going? Milosh, how's it going, buddy? Spectral. Bullseye, Romero, how's it going, guys? Spectral, have I seen you here before? Am I just forgetting? Are you new here? Dr. Z, how's it going? Guys, wake up, it's Merlin time! Yeah. Hell yeah. That's a good name. That's a good name. Afterlees, how's it going, man? I don't usually comment, just watch. Ah, I see. Okay. How can you not remember Spectral? Bro, I'm sorry, I forget. To read until 1308. We'll do that tomorrow, Mr. Fool. Okay, alright, no need to go there. Oh, good, Dr. Z. Yep. See, today's stream is late because of you. So we're putting all this on your shoulders. Although, in fairness, I could have just not played Minecraft after, but whatever, stop. No. Yep. Loop, how's it going, buddy? How you doing? Remember, you're just acting a semi-good, Why semi-good, bro? Why can't you... You can't just... Why can't you at least give me acting like a good? Why semi-good? What the fuck? A Rocky? Good guess. Okay. So, in that case... ARO... Alright, have a good night, Dr. Z. You know what, let's go with Witcher 3. No, let's go with Lies of P music again today. It was good yesterday, I liked it. Nice. Nice blast from the past.
Close your eyes.
Come to me. Feel alright. So far, what's your opinion on Client's Persona? I think this has the potential to be my favorite one, but my only concern is I think Gehrman has had so much more time to develop, and this Persona is only going to be here for like 100 chapters or so. So I'm like, I don't know how much I've got. You know what I mean? But like, I love this Persona. Just to wander, just like an angel who walks around just helping people on a fucking whim is like the cutest thing ever to me. That's so good. And it's so close to who Klein really is, because Klein is like that kind of person who is happy to go out of his way to help people. Seer, how's it going, buddy? Bug, how's it going? I gotta put on the pendant. Hold on. Alright. Yeah, like Like I really, I say semi because it's been over a month since you posted your last. Fuck, has it been a month? Oh god. Okay, I really need to get back on the horse, dude. Dude, the Volume 5 video, I can't, like, I've gone through so many drafts of the script. Like, I finished the script, I recorded the audio, and then I heard it, and I was like, I don't like it. So I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know. Has it been a month? Okay, it hasn't quite been a month, but it's definitely getting up there. It's like 2. Or, well, if you want to go with my last video that wasn't a VOD, yeah, it's been over a month. That's not good. That's definitely not good. Okay. All right, let me lock in. Okay. You know what? I might not stream tomorrow. Let me get it. I'm gonna get it done over the weekend. Okay, it's enough is enough. All right, that's it. All right. Even if it's bad, I gotta get it out at this point. All right, you have a good night, Amnesiac. O R. Alright, I'm gonna go to sleep early. Alright, have a good night, Mr. Fool. Alright. It's reading quick, chop chop. You guys okay if we start a little early? I mean, Pushkar is right, we're already late, so at this point I'm just delaying even further. Lyola, how's it going? Hoorah. 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 Okay. What is this music? It rocks. It's Lies of POST. When will the next stream be? Pushkar, it was gonna be tomorrow, but I might take tomorrow and maybe even Sunday off because I really want to get the Volume 5 video done so that I can start working on the Volume 6 one, because otherwise I'm just gonna be stuck in this hell of never being able to get these done. Because the volumes are getting shorter, but my making them time is getting longer and longer, and it's like at this point it's just I'm just gonna be fucked, and I'm gonna have to do like a pile of them when I finish Lord of the Mysteries, which I don't want to do. Okay, you know what? Let's get started. Fuck it. God, it's so good. Okay. You know, nope, let me change the title. You should do it on Sunday, otherwise... Well, the problem now also becomes, Pushkar, I start work on Monday, right? So from Monday on, we're going to be back to night streams. So it's a lot of compounding factors coming in. Alright, but it's fine. In a warehouse that was being rebuilt in Pritz Harbor, Forrest met her teacher, Dorian Gray. Are you ready? Dorian asked. Back when they met, he had already informed Forrest of the ritual requirement for Apprentice Pathway Sequence 4. More or less, I should be able to satisfy the requirements, Forrest said. Well, Seer, I'm an investment specialist, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, investment representative, whatever. So basically, I just help clients with their investments, but I only do investments, which I really like because I like investments. I don't like the other shit, okay? tomorrow or Sunday. Yeah, we'll see. McSeely, how's it going, man? The advancement ritual of the secret sorcerer was relatively simple, but in this case, simple was an antonym for complex, not difficult. The ritual required the candidate to seal a demigod-level creature with clear animosity. The less external help one received, the better the effects. As for the target's level, as long as it wasn't lower than a demigod, it was plenty. It had virtually no effect on the ritual. Give me some investment advice? Yeah, really cool thing. Stop buying fucking Trump coin. Let me start there. Upon hearing that, Dorian nodded. That should be fine. That ritual is really difficult for Sequence 5 to complete on their own. It's necessary to seek some help at times, but you mustn't go overboard, exceeding the corresponding limitations, or the ritual will fail. Can you give me gambling advice? Yeah, when you're playing blackjack, always hit on 14. The suggestion he had previously provided to Forrest was to borrow a grade 1 artifact. It would be best if she didn't even have a saint-level helper. Forrest vaguely said, I only plan on making a wish to Mr. Fool to increase the success rate of the advancement after consuming the potion. This is closer to obtaining good luck when consuming the potion rather than being blessed or protected. Other than that, I'll be using the painting you mentioned. The painting wasn't a grade 0 artifact, the Scroll of God, but the Abraham family's grade 1 sealed artifact called the Devil's Oil Painting. You can't trick me, I know Trump coin's going to the moon. Alright, you know what, Ballistic, you caught me, okay? I just wanted to buy up all the supply at the current rate so that you guys didn't have any, my bad. In the Fourth Epoch, when many members of the Abraham family had advanced to Sequence 4, they had created the oil painting to seal the corresponding demigod-level creatures. But after being attacked by the Aurora Order and losing a lot of documents, Dorian wasn't sure how many creatures were sealed in the painting. He was only certain there was definitely more than one sealed inside. His original plan was to release a demigod-level creature that was completely insane from the oil painting, one that acted purely out of instinct. That could be his student's target. This made it much easier than dealing with a rational saint. Furthermore, it was completely in line with the ritual's requirements, but he never expected Forrest to directly borrow the painting itself. Isn't that insider trading? No, Bullseye, not even at all. Dorian frowned and reminded her, the Devil's Oil Painting only has the effect of imprisonment and sealing. It doesn't have the ability to actively affect the target. In other words, you will have to stuff a demigod-level creature into the Devil Oil Painting all on your own. Forrest nodded, indicating she knew. Teacher, you mentioned that one's record ability isn't considered external help. Yes, Dorian said. If her record powers were considered external help, almost no traveler could advance. After all, record was the core ability of their pathway. Once it was excluded, Forrest would only be left with the means to flee. In theory, that's the case. You can only record at most 5 demigod-level powers, Dorian said. Dude, Milos, were you here that stream? We looked it up. Wizcoin is apparently a thing, and it was a pump and dump a while back. If the powers are matched well, it isn't impossible for me to succeed. It's just a mad creature acting on instinct, Forrest said. Dorian nodded and didn't say anything else. He immediately summoned his contracted creature, Malmuth, who loved music, and took out the secret sorcerer main and supplementary ingredients. If there are no way to complete the seal, there's no way to forcibly consume it. Even if the potion and glass bottle fuse together and turn into an artifact, we can also pray to Mr. Fool to restore it to a characteristic. Inside the glass bottle were layers of stellar brilliance, as though the Milky Way in the sky had been sucked into the potion. Start a pump and dump coin again so we can get rich? Yeah, no, I don't do that. Wizcoin at the lowest, only up from here? No, no. McSeely, that's not... Like... Okay, fuck, this is really out of left field. I'm sorry if I'm wasting time here. But just to show this to you. Wizcoin currently has a market cap of $18,000. At peak, it had a market cap of about 3 million. which means $3 million were stolen from some dumb, idiotic investors, which is just gamblers, and into the hands of whoever made this shit coin. Okay? Don't buy this dumb shit. Alright, Force nodded. She had made plans ahead of time. She would immediately teleport away once she realized she couldn't seal the demigod-level creature before making a wish to Mr. Fool and getting him to resolve it. Dorian then took out the oil painting from his suitcase, which was filled with abstract images. An image that no one could understand. Just looking at it would make one feel dizzy and mentally weak. This was the Devil's Oil painting that had sealed countless creatures. If you can successfully advance, I have only one request, Dorian said. That is, on the night of the full moon, listen to what Mr. Door is saying and ask him the reason for his actions. The members of the Abraham family still couldn't accept that the curse they had suffered had stemmed from their greatest ancestor. They plead to figure out the full truth. Alright, Force said. Following that, she took out the Devil's Oil painting and teleported out of Pritz Harbor and into a vast desert where no humans lived. This way, even if an accident did happen, she had plenty of time to resolve it and not affect normal people. After checking the surroundings and preparing herself, Force inserted the Devil's Oil painting into the ground. She then clasped her hands together and bowed her head to pray to Mr. Fool. She wished that he could increase her chances of advancing. Without any pause, she saw the illusory grey fog and knew that Mr. Fool had responded. I will say, does no one ever think to say like, damn bro, this god-level creature just like is on call for our prayers at all times? Like you pray to this motherfucker and he responds to you in like 10 seconds? Like he's never busy, he's never doing anything? What a fucking guy. After stalling for a few seconds, Force convinced herself, took out the herbal powder she had prepared and scattered it on the painting. She then recited the incantation to release the seal in Jotun. An incantation that only released one creature. Maybe change to a bit more serious. True. See? This is why like, I don't even hear it, but Kami is like so on it. What a guy. Without a sound, the powder that was floating in the air landed on the oil painting and rapidly spun around. As it spun, the surface of the painting turned illusory as if a deep vortex was forming. Suddenly, a bluish-black hand emerged from the vortex. It stretched out from the oil painting to the outside world. Force suddenly turned cold as though she had fallen into a frozen lake. While clearing up her mind, it also seemed to make her lose control of her body. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't move. At that moment, Force seemed to return to her past state of writing books at night and sleeping through the day. At that time, she often felt that she had woken up but couldn't move at all. Although the terrifying creature in the oil painting had yet to escape, its influences on the outside world with its godhood made Force lose most of her ability to resist. Kami reminds me of comic Guy Gardner. The difference between the two in their lives' natural order was unimaginable. Gradually, Force's consciousness blurred a little, having a nagging feeling that she was already lucid. She raised her arm and moved her feet, but on second thought, she realized that it was only her imagination. Fortunately, she had a bunch of demigods provide her information, allowing her to close her eyes in time. She didn't look at the painting, or the consequences would be truly dire. Using cogitation to maintain a certain level of clarity, Force began counting down. According to Mr. World's warning, she knew that the terrifying creature would need 5 seconds to escape the painting. With just a second left, an illusory book appeared in Force's eyes. She flipped through it and stopped on one page. Just as Force finished counting, she spread open her arms. Around her, peach blossoms fell into a colorful resplendence. The bluish-black hand that was about to grab her neck moved away and was blocked by the peach forest that was blooming with vegetation and flowers, separated by a mountain that was a forest's river source, making it only possible to enter through a small cave. A fairy tale magic that Forrest had recorded from Cattleya, called Peach Blossom Source. It could only create an isolation barrier from the outside world, making it very difficult for the outside world to connect. Seizing this opportunity, Forrest, who had barely managed to regain control of her body, took out a queen chess piece from Roselle's chest and threw from a pocket and threw it at the source of the peach blossom. This was another fairy tale magic she had recorded, called the Chessboard of Time. Oh, true, Nagito, in 8 hours the final episode comes out. Do you guys want to do like a watch party for that? Because in fairness, I'm gonna have to watch like the last 3 or 4 episodes all together because I haven't seen them. So, I mean, if you guys want to do that, we can do like 6 hours or so from now. I can join in, and then I'm gonna watch them all. And then if you guys want to pop by too, feel free. MT, how's it going, buddy? Its effect was to slow down the target's movements, as though it had entered a region where time flowed slower. With a smack, the actions of the bluish-black palm that was trying hard to break through the peach blossom changed from extending outwards to squirming. I haven't watched since episode 10. Yeah, me neither, Pushkar. I think I need to watch 10, 11, 12, 13. Maybe I've seen 10? I can't remember. I can just check. As the oil painting shook, a terrifying creature penetrated the surface and landed on it. Forrest was delighted. With no hesitation, she recited the incantation and closed the outer seal of the devil's oil painting. Yeah, so I've seen 9. I've not seen 10, 11, 12, and then obviously not 13. If you guys want to do that, we could do that. Sounds good. Forrest was, thankfully, that demigod creature has already lost control. It's left with nothing but madness. Forrest then took out the secret sorcerer potion bottle and drank it all. Do you think after Forrest becomes a demigod, she goes back to the house and is like, Geo, you're paying the rent now. You live with a god. It is your privilege that I still choose to stay with you. Vanitas? Alright. My presence alone is security. You are safe from all manner of things. Merely by me existing, you will pay the rent now, you bitch. Okay, thanks, Kami. If that demigod creature didn't slam into the devil's oil painting on its own accord, I'd have to summon Mr. World's historical projection. I wonder if that can be considered a helper at an angel level, Forrest thought. To her, the potion was like icy water that could hurt someone due to the extreme temperature. All her senses vanished in the area where it passed. It was inevitable that a person would hallucinate in extreme temperatures. In Forrest's vision, a night sky appeared, dotted with countless stars weaving together. Forrest's body began reflecting bits of stellar radiance as it came from her own body. The tiny bits of pure stellar radiance formed an invisible connection with the different stars in the night sky. As the lights shimmered, they twisted and squirmed as an insect-like creature crawled out of Forrest's body. They wanted to seek refuge in the Milky Way, formed by an array of embedded stars. Each of them carried a portion of their own flesh and consciousness, as though they were uncontrollable avatars. Forrest's thoughts quickly turned chaotic as she fell into confusion. At that moment, she sensed an illusory object. It was the seal that she had completed using the Devil's Oil painting, projected into the mysterious world created by the potion, forming an abstract mark. Forrest didn't think further as she instinctively extended a portion of her consciousness along with her spirituality and intertwined with the abstract symbol. The mark wasn't exactly harmonious with her, as it wasn't part of her, but it managed to barely merge with her. Suddenly, in Forrest's mind, the abstract symbols became rather clear. It consisted of a door that was layered with mysterious symbols. This door hid Forrest behind it, allowing her to isolate herself from the cosmos. At the same time, on the other side of the door, the illusory creature seemed to sense the aura of the enemy. Using its own godhood, it corroded the door. It happened to be able to reduce the influence of the cosmos and what it had done to Forrest. Oh, how's it going, man? After all this time? What do you mean after all this time? That last thumbnail was there for like 2 days. By the way, did you guys like the new thumbnail? And true, Ramiro, I did like the ASIC stuff better. This is true. After maintaining it for more than 10 seconds, the resplendent night sky faded away and the stellar radiance returned to Forrest's body. At this moment, a deep darkness appeared in front of Forrest. Deep in the darkness was a perpetual storm that was occasionally flashing lightning. The one from Volume 6? Okay, well, the one from Volume 6 was there for all of Volume 6. Why are you saying it like I was using it for, like, Volume 7? The next second, Forrest heard a familiar voice. It stabbed into her head like steel nails. Forrest grimaced immediately. If she hadn't experienced such a thing over and over in the past and had some level of resistance, as well as the fact that she was at a Saint level, she would have almost certainly lost control. With the Evernight one? Which one, Romero? Did he just send one right now? Oh, oh, that one. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, we can do that one. Forrest grimaced immediately. If she hadn't experienced... Nope, Bard. Of course, there was some influence of good luck here. After a few seconds, she managed to calm herself and hear what the voice was shouting. It was calling for help. It wasn't Jotun, Elvish, or Hermes. It was a language that Forrest had never come into contact with before, but she could understand it. She felt as if it was the true source of all languages. Mr. Door is crazily shouting for help every full moon. How disgraceful. But even if he is seeking for help, it's a terrifying thing I can't withstand, Forrest thought. She was considering if she should pretend not to hear it and wait until she had converged her spirituality and grasped her powers before conversing with Mr. Door, or to do it now. Suddenly, the shouts from afar became silent. That's just because he appears more in the novel. Well, in the anime, he was, I don't know. Once I watch these episodes, I will either confirm or deny what Bug said. I don't know. Suddenly, the shouts from afar stopped. After 2 or 3 seconds, a wispy voice that could pierce through spirit bodies entered Forrest's mind. You use the characteristic of the Abraham family. This sentence was said in a flat manner with no rise or no fall. It made the blood vessels on Forrest's forehead throb. She almost lost control. Who are you? Forrest asked. You can call me Mr. Door. You should be familiar with me. This King of Angels from the 4th Epoch pointed out that Forrest had a certain connection with him. She could hear the full moon ravings. I'm gonna write you into a goddamn novel, Forrest secretly gritted her teeth. Honorable Mr. Door, are you the ancestor of the Abraham family? Your Excellency, Bethel? Yes. The voice that had sounded across countless barriers returned. Oh, Mr. Door is here! Oh my god! Mom, get the camera! Okay. When do I need to switch music? At the end of 1294. Got it. Then, do you know that your cry for help has caused the Abraham family to be trapped in a curse lasting over 1,000 years? It is basically impossible for anyone to become a traveler or even a scribe. They often lose control during advancements or the night of the full moon. She posed this question. Mr. Dorr fell silent. They no longer have secret sorcerer or demigods? There aren't any after the War of the Four Emperors, and the curse you brought has made it impossible for new ones to advance. If you could stop crying for 10 years, a new demigod may yet be born, greatly aiding in your escape, Force said. Mr. Dorr sighed. I have been exiled to eternal darkness and suffer the blockage of a perpetual storm. I have no way to know what is happening in the real world, nor did I expect there isn't a single demigod left in the entire Abraham family. He's saying like, bro, when I left this family, we were goated and woaded, okay? I was like 2 seconds away from being a god, and these motherfuckers, there's no demigods? What the fuck have these losers been up to? Lies. The one who made this conclusion wasn't Forrest, but Klein, who had accommodated the Fool card as he held the Staff of the Stars while sitting in Sephira Castle. He remembered that the Emperor had mentioned in his diary that Mr. Dorr had a certain understanding of reality. He seemed to be able to use the changes brought about by the full moon to see the situation outside the seal. After sighing, Mr. Dorr continued, Besides, I cannot control the cries for help during the full moon. Why? Forrest asked. You are already a demigod, so you should know very well that the higher the sequence, the greater the threat of going mad. An ordinary angel, even those who can walk the land freely and do what they wish without needing to engage in additional battles, could also be gradually influenced by the characteristic and become less and less like themselves. They may even enter a half-crazed state. I am a king of angels who has been exiled and sealed for over 1,000 years, and I have no one to communicate with. My not going crazy means that I'm sufficiently powerful and lucky. On each full moon, the madness in me is strengthened and I cannot control it, and can only constantly call out for help. Oh, in the full moon, I can't do anything, I have to do it. No, get it together, God. You're about to be a god, you fucking bitch. Get it together. So that's how it is. If I were locked up like this, I might have gone crazy in just a few months. If I got some alcohol, newspapers, magazines, and a whole bunch of books, I could last a year or two. First thought, is there anything I can do to help you? How can the Abrahams dispel the curse? Set up a ritual and help me escape. That way the curse will cease to exist. Roselle didn't want to help Mr. Dorr. I wonder if Klein is going to reach that same conclusion. Plague, how's it going, man? I will last a few thousand years. True. There are 2 rituals that can be used. One is to sacrifice 3 demigods, respectively, of the Seer, Apprentice, and Marauder pathway. The other is to extract the blood of at least 99 Beyonders of the Abraham family and use it to draw a symbol. 99? That's kind of crazy. Nagato, how's it going, man? I love how it says at least. Like, you could do like 400. That's cool. But like, at least 99. I will tell them, Forrest replied. At the same time, she added inwardly, if Mr. Fool permits. Mr. Dorr laughed. If I can escape because of this, I will help you become an angel. His voice became more and more ethereal and weaker as he slowly returned to his original state as Forrest's advancement came to an end. About 2 or 3 seconds later, Forrest couldn't hear the sounds that slowly pushed her onto the path of losing control. But before the scene faded, Forrest could vaguely see that on a vast land formed from dark red rocks, there was an ancient building resembling a pyramid. Behind the building was a deep darkness and twinkling stars, completely different from the cosmos she had seen. What is this? Forrest thought. Plague, yeah, I would just tell them, like, hey, we need blood from 300 Abraham family members, actually, just to be safe. You know, we can't, just to be safe. What is this, Force thought. After getting accustomed to the state of a secret sorcerer, she took on a praying posture and reported the experience to Mr. Fool. After doing this, Force put away the painting and teleported back to Pritz Harbor and met up with her teacher. Seeing that his student was safe and sound, Dorian heaved a sigh of relief. Thank you to Mr. Fool for his blessing. He had finally taught a secret sorcerer who showed no signs of betrayal. Yet, due to Mr. Fool's lack of response, Force didn't inform her teacher of the conversation. She planned on waiting till the next full moon. She relaxed and smiled. Apart from Mr. Fool, I have you to thank, teacher. In the ancient palace above the fog, Klein didn't have any doubts about the door calling himself half crazy. He only felt there had to be more secrets in the matter. For example, why did Mr. Door keep enticing Roselle to visit the moon? A place occupied by an outer deity. Music change, music change, music change. Why did Mr. Door keep enticing Roselle to visit the moon, a place occupied by an outer deity? After some thought, he took out the Scarlet Lunar Corona and Master Key from the Fog of History, and planned on creating a full moon environment to listen to Mr. Door. The effects on the combination had long been confirmed. Klein heard the voice that seemed to pierce through his spirit body. What the fuck is this music? The content of the shouting was, "Don't save me." Huh? What the fuck is going on here? What is this music? I'm so confused. This is the one that he gave me. You know what would be much better than this? Let me cook. Let me cook. No. Okay. Sorry, that's an Initial D joke. The name of that song is Save Me. It's from Initial D, so I just thought I thought it was just a good joke. Okay, 1295. Don't Save Me. Being located in Sephira Castle and having accommodated the Fool's card, Klein had the status of a King of Angels. But his pupils dilated, he couldn't help but feel a sense of horror surging from his heart. He believed... Put on Hepa Hepa. No, hold on. Okay, you gotta listen, I don't know if any of you, I don't know how many of you watched Initial D, but the music is amazing, okay? Okay. He originally believed that Mr. Door was shouting for help, but what he heard now was, "Don't save me." Alright, Kami, let's see your second choice. Shin Godzilla? What the... Dude, Eurobeat is the best. I love it. I can't even, like... Oh, I fucking love Eurobeat, dude. That shit is so hard. You kidding? Okay. He originally believed that Mr. Door was shouting for help, but what he heard now was, "Don't save me." There we go, this is good. Amidst Klein's silence, the weak and wispy voice pierced through his spirit body like needles, suddenly changing into, "Help me. Help me." Klein leaned back into his chair and removed his control over the master key in the Scarlet Lunar Corona. He exhaled as he tapped the edge of the table. Mr. Door is indeed half mad, but the mad part isn't the him who is screaming, but the him who appears calm. The one that's able to communicate with people rationally. The latter can influence the former to a certain extent, distorting the contents of his shouts. I don't know. Maybe it's like... Maybe wherever Mr. Door is sealed, he's been corrupted. And so, like, because he's the King of Angels, he's able to keep his rationality to a degree. So he's saying, like, hey, don't let me go. Once I'm out of here, the madness will take hold and I'm just fucking cooked. I'm just gonna fucking do some real dumb shit and cause a lot of harm. So keep just like... And then the normal him, and then the crazed him is like, no, please get me out of here. I will help you dearly. I will help you become an angel. I will do great things. I will restore the greatness of the Abraham family. Because he's just saying whatever he needs to get out. And maybe he's been corrupted by the full moon. Lilith? The full moon would be Lilith, right? When Mr. Door is lucid, he shouts, "Don't save me." To a King of Angels who has been imprisoned for over 1,000 years, that isn't normal. He feels like he would bring about a disaster that he doesn't wish to see upon reality. Mother depravity? Oh? But I thought Lilith had the moon now. No? Man, this shit is still confusing. A king of angels that has completely lost control. The primordial moon. Ah, you're right. Yeah. Together with Mr. Door's communication with the Emperor and how he had... Okay, I feel like this music is really loud. Together with Mr. Door's communication with the Emperor and how he had been constantly enticing him to visit the moon, there is another possibility. Mr. Door, who was exiled, lost the protection left behind by the original creator and encountered the corruption of an old outer deity, and lost most of his rationality. The apprentice pathway can wander the cosmos at sequence 3. Mr. Door's honorific name includes the title Guide of the Endless Cosmos, meaning that before this King of Angel was exiled, he may have already made contact with outer deities. What does Miss Magician's final glimpse of the Crimson Land, pyramid-like building in Cosmos in a different area represent? Okay, Crimson Land in my mind speaks to me of like the Crimson Moon, and pyramid-like objects speaks to me like some kind of mausoleum or something. So like maybe Mr. Door is imprisoned on the moon in like a pyramid. This doesn't seem like it's in the current solar system, but it's a little different from the mausoleum that the Emperor needs. But it's a little different from the mausoleum that a Black Emperor needs. The layer of some outer deity affecting Mr. Door? Or should I say that when Mr. Door became a planeswalker and left legends behind on other planets with beings, this is one of his anchor points. Maybe, likely the latter. Imagine the fuckery of being able to interact with the cosmos at sequence 3. Their pathways sucks dick. Because, like, you have to come into contact with outer deities, or you almost certainly will, but you're not an angel, which means you can't even protect yourself from it. You're just cooked. The more Klein thought about it, the heavier his heart became. The apocalypse was not something that would happen by not thinking about or pretending not to know. No wonder Venethan had prophesied that the day when the curse is removed is the beginning of the true disaster for the Abrahams. Mr. Door calls for help, causing the family to be unable to produce another demigod. Perhaps it's a form of protection. Although this will make the family lose their status and their items, it will save their bloodline. Oh, true. Because if they become a demigod, they'll be able to speak to the crazy version of him. They would then try to save him and just fucking... And when Mr. Door comes back, maybe just kills everyone from the Abraham family. In the solution to resolving the curse is in the hands of an apprentice who has gained the help of a secret existence. He planned on getting Force to give a half-truth when informing her teacher. Bye, Pushkar! Firstly, it was to emphasize that Mr. Door was already half-crazy and very dangerous. Even communicating with him has tremendous risks. Second, it was not to mention the second ritual for the curse removal. All she would say was about sacrificing a seer, marauder, and apprentice demigod. The first point was that Abraham could understand their ancestor and was insisting on calling for help because he had lost his mind. This could eliminate the anxiety of the Abrahams, preventing them from helping Mr. Door escape. The second was to dispel the small number of extreme Abrahams who wanted to try their luck. At the same time, informing the Abrahams of the ritual increased their trust in Force. Ignoring the small number of secret sorcerers available, those who can become bizarre sorcerers are very difficult to capture. Furthermore, most of them are concentrated in the Secret Order. To deal with them is to provoke Zaratul. Even if the Abrahams had a demigod and a Grade 0 artifact, it's impossible for them to complete the ritual. Dealing with a parasite is very dangerous as well. If they're not careful, they may end up as Amon's avatars. I'll use the world in the future to remind Miss Magician to keep her guard up against the family extremists. After returning from the fog of history to the real world, Klein boarded a steam locomotive and arrived at the capital of Midsea Shire, in the past the second largest city of Lone. The damage here is very serious, Klein thought as he got off the train. Although it was his first time here, he had seen all sorts of pictures of Constant in newspapers and magazines. Romero, it's not even just running into Amon. It's running into not knowing half the information of your own fucking pathway because Amon just took it away, but like a piece of shit. Like, he just doesn't tell you, like, hey, if you parasitize an animal and you're in there for a long time, you're gonna start losing your rationality because, like, their body can't handle your spiritual or mind overload, so you just start getting dumber and becoming an animal. Like, he just doesn't tell you that because he's a piece of shit. Although these photos were black and white, they recorded the aspects of the city. Among them, 3 points left a deep impression on Klein. First, chimneys and tall blast furnaces. Second, the majority of the buildings were built using concrete and steel. Thirdly, many places were stained with coal ashes, including the bodies of humans. But the air quality here was better than Backlund because of the strong sea breeze. And now, the towering blast furnaces, chimneys, and buildings had become sparse. All that was left was ruins. You can deduct that? What do you mean deduct that from what? What are we referencing? What? Amon just did a little trolling, fuck you. However, in comparison, the damage dealt to the factory district was lesser than the residential areas. Because many steel factory buildings were equally important to Faceac, the death toll here was over 100,000, Klein thought, as he entered Constant City. On the way to the hotel, he continued his acting as a miracle invoker and chose a young, burly man. I am a wandering magician. My best trick is to grant the wishes of anyone who would dare. Do you wish to try it? The previously thin-skinned Klein was now able to strike up a conversation naturally. The man glanced at him. Can you let my father, mother, 2 brothers, and child be revived? With that said, he didn't wait for the magician to respond as he continued walking. Klein stood there, maintaining a smile on his lips, as he watched the man leave. You can deduct... Oh, sorry. Oh, you mean deduce. This is... That's the word you're looking for. Okay, I see. Okay, I see what you mean. Klein stood where he was. He recalled a magazine he had read on the locomotive, containing several pages of information regarding the current state of each cemetery in the city. The tombstones were similar to the original chimneys in the blast furnaces. The racks that held up urns and ashes resembled tall buildings that had collapsed. The entire city seemed to be buried in a cemetery. Klein retracted his gaze, walking. Along the way, he heard many pedestrians discussing haunted places. When I was passing by the Maris River, I heard a lot of people crying in the water. I didn't dare look back and ran into the city like the wind. It's nothing. I saw something even scarier. 9 Hyacinth Street. There was a face plastered on the window there. A pale face. Many passerbys disappeared behind the house, and the blood continued all the way to the nearest ruin, but no one could find the body. Autocorrect? Okay. How terrifying. May the goddess protect us. Holy Lord of Storm. Let these ghosts and monsters stay the fuck away from us. By the way, the city has posted an announcement that we are to report to the police the moment such things happen. Why does Klein keep running into such weird shit? From the looks of it, the meat grinder-like war has made it impossible to placate many corpses, turning them into ghosts. Most of the time, some of the dead might not have their bodies left intact. There are definitely Beyonders who have lost control due to mental breakdowns. Also, most who didn't consume their potion according to normal procedure also lost control. The Nighthawks and the Punishers will clear up these matters. But at least in Constant City, people seem to have encountered plenty of Beyonder matters quickly. Encountering supernatural events was no longer a coincidence here, instead a daily occurrence. At this moment, Klein saw a group of Nighthawks wearing red gloves and black trench coats walk across from him. Indeed, the Cathedral of Serenity has said the red gloves here. What the hell is happening? Klein then cast his gaze onto a particular apartment behind a pile of ruins. On the 4th glass floor, behind an oriel window, a greatly rotting face was plastered to the window looking through the glass. Convergence? Well, oh, I guess true. Klein is now strong enough that he is what everything, that a lot of things are converging to. Klein is probably in 50 chapters, he's about to be stronger than Ariana. Because my guess is in the next 50 chapters, he'll completely digest this potion and become a miracle invoker. Or, sorry, an attendant of mysteries, my bad. Eric had become a captain of the Red Gloves team during the later stages of the war, as well as advancing to Sequence 5 Spirit Warlock. I need to go to Rudask without telling us. He had witnessed the deaths of the ex-captain and the ex-ex-captain. He knew that a higher sequence wasn't guaranteed to be safer. To the elite Red Gloves of the Nighthawks, this was a concept that everyone believed in, because ordinary Nighthawks might only encounter ordinary problems. And it was highly unlikely that they would run into something terrifying. As for Red Gloves, who worked on various important cases, their targets would be much more terrifying. At that moment, Eric stood on the 4th floor of the apartment, facing the tightly shut door. He surveyed the area and said, 2 Nighthawks have already gone missing here. Don't be careless. Initially, several residents of this apartment block reported it to the police, claiming that Unit 403 had a stench. The policeman in charge of the area took 2 days before coming to investigate, but they didn't walk out of Unit 403. After the police confirmed it, they transferred the case to the Church of Evernight. However, the 2 Nighthawks who came to deal with it also disappeared. Due to this premise, the Church of the Evernights Archbishop of Midseashire Diocese entrusted the matter to Eric's team, allowing them for a Grade 1 artifact as support. Yes, Captain, the members nodded. Eric didn't say anything as he stood in front of the dark brown door in Unit 403, which remained tightly shut. He raised his red gloved left hand and knocked on one of his teeth. Ordinary red gloves, ordinary problems. Yeah. Ordinary Nighthawks, ordinary. Yeah, true. Fucking a team of sequins 9s and 8s are fighting the true creator, dude. Actually, what the fuck? They're like, oh, ordinary problems. Have you any fucking idea what we've gone through? A blurry figure appeared in front of them, as though it had no substance to it. It passed through the gap in the door and entered Unit 403. Eric's expression unusually focused, as if he was observing the situation through that blurry figure. It was a natural spirit that he controlled. It wasn't very powerful, but it had abilities. It usually lived on his left front tooth. Under the current situation, Eric believed that they shouldn't barge in. It was best to do reconnaissance first. Even if his team had a good mix of powers and artifacts, they should be cautious. If he had figured out the situation inside and prepared for it in a targeted fashion, he believed that things would be much simpler. On the heels of that, tiny blood vessels protruded in Eric's eyes, some even exploded. When his vision turned bright red, Eric heard a heavy creak. The door opened. There was a total of 6 figures in the room. 3 policemen wore black and white uniforms. They were sitting high on the high-back chair, high stools, and sofa. 2 of them wearing half-top hats, black trench coats, which were standing by the door, and 2 standing behind the oriel window, his face pressed to the glass as if he was watching the streets downstairs. Actually, Romero, because in animation form, you'll be able to understand it so much better. Like, even just understanding, like, a Bizarro sorcerer just becomes, like, nigh fucking unkillable. Because, like, oh, you want to kill him? Well, you need to make sure that he doesn't have any marionettes to jump to within, like, a kilometer or 2 kilometer radius or whatever it is. And then you need to make sure he doesn't make any marionettes in the time being, because he could just marionette, like, a fucking dog or whatever, and you're, like, it's so cooked. There was also a figure sitting on a high stool at the edge of the balcony. In front of him was an exquisite astronomical telescope. The skin of the 6 figures began to swell as though they had been injected with gas. Some parts of their body had even cracked and decomposed, but they hadn't dried up. Sensing the door open, the 6 figures turned to Eric and others. The first was the Nighthawk standing in front of them. The last was the man wearing a cotton shirt behind the telescope. It's black and he had one of his eyeballs. Its blacks and white separated clearly, glued to the telescope's lens. A faint stench drilled into the noses of the red gloves. Eric instinctively raised his hand to hit his teeth, releasing more spirits. He needs to hit his own teeth to release the spirits? He then used his nightmare powers to forcefully drag all targets into a dream. But no matter how he tapped his teeth, he didn't release the souls. His powers seemed to have vanished. Klein's gonna need to come save him. At that same time, a Nightmare in the Red Gloves team also discovered in surprise he wasn't able to pull anyone into a dream as well. "Leave this place," Eric said without hesitation. He had never encountered such a situation. All he could do was get the team to retreat before choosing an artifact to deal with the situation in a targeted manner. Although he and his team didn't move despite the order, it was as though their bodies were no longer taking their orders. Eric instinctually lowered his head to look at his lower body, his legs swollen and his pants torn. In addition, he could clearly tell that his skin was decaying, rotting, and running with pus. Alright, Eric, we knew each other for like a solid 2 chapters. You were great. Sorry you had to die. Sorry it had to end that way. Right at this moment, Eric's bloodshot eyes reflected a normal palm. Thud. The dark brown door of Unit 403 closed once again, separating Eric and his Red Gloves team from the creatures inside. Imagine the error pathway distance stealing, just instant teleportation, no effects. Yeah, exactly. Because it's like the most... Oh, I stole the distance between us. What? They instantly regained control of their bodies. However, their legs seem to have suffered significant injuries. Difficult to move. Eric didn't bother checking on his injuries as he cast his gaze on the palm that closed the door. It was a young man wearing an ancient hat and long black robe. His facial features were ordinary, making it impossible to have a deep impression. I sincerely advise you to return and now leave the matter to the Archbishop or high-ranking deacons to handle. Of course, you have another choice. That is, to ask me to grant a wish. I am a wandering magician named Merlin Hermes. My specialty is the granting of wish of others. Klein spared no effort in enticing them to make a wish. When he saw the rotting face earlier, he had an ominous feeling, so he chose to come over. Grant wishes? Eric recalled the information he had received during his training. A high-sequence Beyonder may be in a state of being imprisoned or sealed. They will pretend to be a mystical item that grants wishes, or will entice you into helping them escape. Corresponding examples include granting 3 wishes and wishing pools. Unhinged, McSeely, how's it going, guys? Is this a high-sequence Beyonder? But he doesn't look imprisoned. Eric thought for a moment, if we don't ask you to grant our wishes, will you not resolve the abnormality in the room? Even if you don't make the wish, I will still attempt to resolve it. Do I need to read your honorific name, or your true name to have my wish granted? No, just tell me the wish. There shouldn't be any mysticism connection, Eric probed. Then, I wish the abnormalities in this room would be resolved and no longer affect the surroundings. Your wish will come true. Without waiting for Eric to respond, he smiled. The abnormalities inside can suppress Beyonder characteristics, causing the corresponding powers to be ineffective. But this isn't absolute. Typically, in such cases, my suggestion is... Klein reached in with his left hand and took an eyeball-shaped glass ball, then twisted the handle with his right hand, opening the door. Through the crack, he threw in the glass ball. As the glass ball flew over, it constantly absorbed the surrounding light and gave off brilliant, pure sunlight, resembling a miniature sun. My suggestion is to use a Grade 1 artifact in the Sun domain to purify the area. While saying that, Klein recalled the mutated Sun sacred emblem left behind in Tinjin's Chanis City. In Tinjin City's Chanis Gate. Although it had only been a Grade 3 artifact, it could still deal with the creatures in the room given enough time. Just as Eric was about to say that he had brought a similar item, but just didn't have the chance to use it, he saw Merlin open the door to 403. The 6 figures inside had vanished into thin air, and the different characteristics were slowly condensing. The original cold and sinister stench had been melted by a warm feeling. It has been resolved? No. The root problem is still here. Have you investigated the owner of this place? He calls himself John, an amateur astronomer. He likes to study the cosmos using telescopes. Studying the cosmos. Paulo, how's it going, man? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you popping by. I would recommend you... Okay, guys, don't be mean. Jesus Christ. So what I would recommend is if you would like to... fucking Christ. If you would like join our Discord, link in the description, so that you can, so that if you ever have any questions about Lord of the Mysteries, you always have like people to ask. But yes, I would not recommend sticking around for most of the stream, because you will end up getting spoiled on really big stuff. But how have you been enjoying Lord of the Mysteries so far? God, you guys are so fucking mean. Y'all are scaring the hoes away. Oh my god, get it together, guys. Y'all are gatekeeping the fuck out of this. Get it together. He might have already. Do any of you want to talk about? Hell yeah, we do, Hollow. Yeah. I see. Yeah. No. We totally get it, Hollow. It's just I'm so far ahead of you right now that like if like the link is just in the description, Hollow, for the Discord if you want to join. We can talk about it there. But I just don't recommend you stay in the stream just because you will certainly get spoiled. Like just if you hear me read like a paragraph, you will know shit you are not supposed to know for like 1,000 chapters. That's not even a joke. All right, bye, buddy. I appreciate you popping by. Obviously, send a message in the Discord. We'll talk later. Bye. Okay. God, you guys are so mean. What the fuck, guys? Get it together. Okay. Studying the cosmos. Klein walked into the room without batting an eyelid as he casually instructed. Search the area and find any possible clues. For some reason, Eric felt that Mr. Merlin was now the captain. He was professional and calm and trustworthy. He nodded at his team members, signaling them to follow his instructions. As for him, he continued following Klein to provide for help, but also as a precaution. Studying the cosmos. Yeah, exactly. I'm a sequence 9, but like I love the cosmos. I find it amazing. This might be dangerous. Sorry. Klein ignored him as he swept his gaze and approached the exquisite astronomical telescope. He then bent down and drew his eye towards the lens. This might be dangerous. Eric had planned to warn him, but he fell silent when he thought about how high the other party's level and status expressed. At that moment, through the telescope, Klein saw a resplendent, dreamlike night sky. But suddenly, his vision was occupied by a huge eye. The eye seemed to be directly attached to the lens on the other side of the telescope. It was grayish-white with a pale white iris. Veins swelled towards the outside and seeped out disgusting translucent pus. I'm about to say that thumbnail. It's like, thank you, Luvion. Finally, someone said something about it. Thank you. I tried to because I saw the confetti in the background, so I decided to change the letter colors as well individually. I thought that'd be cute, but like no one said anything, so I was like, fuck it, whatever. Hope, didn't you just say that? Like, oh, glad you changed it? I said something. Okay, well, that I really hope that's what we're. Well, I said something. Okay, what looks good. Milos, you're so mean for a fucking child. Okay. Okay, the Red Gloves captain, Eric, shivered involuntarily as he saw Merlin, who claimed to be a wandering magician, explode behind the telescope. Excuse me? However, there was no splattering, blood or flesh. The shredded limbs disappeared in the air like soap bubbles. Eric and his team members looked over during the commotion and were stunned. They didn't understand what was happening. A second later, Eric said in a deep voice, "Retreat!" At this moment, another figure walked in from the open door, none other than Merlin, who had just exploded. This wandering magician was wearing a tall hat and a long black robe, as if nothing had ever even happened. Scarlight, how's it going, man? What the fuck? Klein died and he's like, oh, sorry guys, I had to actually pop out. What the fuck? The root of the problem is actually that telescope, Merlin said. As he spoke, Klein walked to the balcony and tapped the telescope with his right hand. Another bang rushed out from the telescope, shattering into metallic points of light, emitting a foul stench of bluish-black gas. The moment the grayish-white fog appeared, the stench vanished and the room returned to normal. Glad I wasn't that guy. What the fuck happened to that guy? What just happened? Eric forced himself to forget the other party's death and asked. As a captain of the Red Gloves who was rather experienced, he had some guesses. Klein smiled. Simply put, the telescope mutated for some reason, causing the owner of the room to see something he shouldn't. If you want to understand more, you can only search for clues yourself. Even I'm not too sure. Eric nodded and cast his gaze at his team members, signaling them to continue investigating. After a series of work, Eric said to Merlin, there aren't many clues in the room. We can only confirm a few things. John is a local resident, serving the military during the war. It seems that he had some mental problems. 2. He had been an amateur astronomer. Good lord, what was that? At the end of the war, he joined the academic organization known as the Celestial Research Organization. All of those guys are gonna die. But we didn't obtain any information regarding this organization. 3. John was seeking the way to see the true cosmos. Upon mentioning the word cosmos, Eric paused slightly, as though he had received a warning from the upper echelons of the church. He joined an organization known as the Celestial Research Organization? Klein combined this knowledge with his experience. As he nodded, you should know that the cosmos means danger. Do not attempt to understand it. We will report this case to the Archbishop as soon as possible and classify the Celestial Research Association as a dangerous organization. Indeed, war really does have irreversible impact on all aspects. Klein walked to the door. After the fall of the god of combat, they had already the crumbling barrier set up by the primordial one lost part of its support. As for the goddess, she had yet to gain the corresponding uniqueness. As for becoming a great old one, who knows how long that would take. Under such circumstances, the intrusion of the outer deities would naturally deepen. Klein suspected that the subsequent period of rebuilding after the war, many cults that open the different outer deities or cosmos would appear secretly and lone. If he allowed them to spread their fate or attempt various risky attempts, the apocalypse would be brought forward. As he sighed, he walked out of Unit 403 as his figure turned transparent and disappeared. In a hotel near Priya Street, Klein, who had long since moved in, picked up the coffee in front of him and took a sip. Taking advantage of the fact that it was still early, he went out once again and took a carriage to the outskirts of the Constant City. There was a cemetery. The stone tablet stood erect. Klein walked through the cemetery and found a tombstone. The name on the tombstone was Welch McGovern. Welch and Naya from the start of the book, right? This was the original Klein's university schoolmate. As he had bought the Indigenous family notebook, he had mysteriously died in Tingen, indirectly causing Zhou Mingru to transmigrate. Welch McGovern's father was a banker in Constant City. He had spent money to bring his son's corpse back to his hometown. Klein stared at the photo on the tombstone for a few seconds as he placed a bouquet of white flowers in front of the grave. Just as he was about to turn, he stopped. 20 or 30 seconds later, an old man walked over. Klein recognized the man and knew that he was Welch's father. Compared to a few years ago, this gentleman had aged significantly. He was originally a very energetic middle-aged man, but now his hair was half white, and he had many wrinkles on his face. "Who are you?" Welch's father said. "Mr. McGovern, I am a friend of Welch's. I just happened to pass by the city. He is a very sociable person. I know only a number of his friends." His words were an attempt to explain why Klein didn't receive an invitation to the funeral. "Is there anything you need help with? Or do you have any wishes that you wish to have fulfilled? I hope I can provide you with some strength." Welch's father looked around, smiling bitterly. "Can you allow all the dead here to stand up again?" It's not impossible, but they will be different from what you have in mind," Klein sighed as he shook his head. "Then can you allow Constant to return to its original state?" Welch asked. "There's no need to provide any help. I can achieve what is possible myself. If it is impossible, then I can only pray to the deities." As he spoke, the banker went past Klein and walked to his son's tombstone. He bent down and picked up the bouquet of flowers. "I will try my best," Klein smiled. With that, he turned around and left the cemetery. Constant City in a bar, with a style that resembled the previous cemeteries. Your mic quality dropped? Interesting. That's new. Give me a second. Okay, let's try that, see if that's better. Constant City in a bar with a style that resembled the previous centuries. A man donning a thick jacket carried his beer and walked to the wooden board beside the bar counter. He tried to find a part-time job with the notices pasted on it. Suddenly, he saw a strange mission. "I am a reporter. I want to gather all kinds of stories from different people. It's best if you had personally experienced it yourself. The remuneration I can provide is to satisfy your wish to repair and rebuild your house for free. I have plenty of resources in this aspect." The man subconsciously frowned. He felt that this request was too strange, like a prank. "James, how's it going, man? How you doing?" "Can you read the words on it?" a thin man who was sitting beside the wooden board asked. A few patrons of the bar were literate. Even if they wanted to find a job or accept the corresponding commissions, most people were unable to understand the notices on the board. As a result of this situation, the thin, feeble man relied on the common Loanese terms he learned at free school and the interpretation at a quarter pence. This is how he made a living. The man shook his head. "Any music without words?" "Yeah, we can do that, no problem." You have a hard time with if like my words and then I guess also music? Yeah, no problem. The man shook his head, indicating he understood Loanese. He pointed at Merlin's request and said, "Is this real?" "It is. That reporter is sitting by that corner, the one wearing a very tall hat," the feeble man said. The reporter had promised him a quarter pence for every person he introduced. Captain Panda, 3 months. Thank you so much, dude. 3 months. That's fucking crazy, man. Half of as long as I've been, how's it going, buddy? Half of as long as I've been reading Lord of the Mysteries. That's crazy. I will say 6 months for all of Lord of the Mysteries is not a bad time frame. Obviously, I know everyone in chat's gonna go, I read it in 48 hours, actually, but I'm not that guy, pal. I'm not that guy. But as always, thank you so much, Captain Panda, and thank you to all members. Seriously, y'all don't know how fucking helpful that is. The man holding the beer felt silent. After hesitating, he finally walked over to Merlin. Will you really help me rebuild my house?" he asked. Klein pointed to the documents in front of him and said, "We can sign a contract." No, there's no need. Even if you just give me some materials, I'll be very happy." The man sat opposite him and said, I don't have a very touching story." "As long as it's real," Klein said. I'm a constant native. I used to have a good job. I bought a terrace house along Low Tide Street, and then the war started, and my house was reduced to ruins. My eldest son, the child who had just entered primary school, was buried inside. We had no choice but to rent a 2-bedroom apartment until the physicians occupied Constant. They dragged my wife away, but she never came back. Some time ago, someone asked me to identify her corpse, but I couldn't even tell if it was her. She had rotten so much that you couldn't even call it a corpse. But in her clothes, there was still our old water bill. When she was still at the rental apartment, she had always missed our home. The same for my young daughter. I don't have any money. I can barely afford to live. But I want to rebuild that home bit by bit. To be honest, I don't like telling others my story. I'd rather just stay quiet. But if you can really help with the home, I'll... Klein held his pen and pretended to jot it down as he nodded. "Your wish will come true. Wait for me in front of the ruins of that house on Low Tide Street tomorrow." At the same time, he pushed over a 1 solai note. "This is for your drink. My treat." Bye, Lyola. Appreciate you coming by. Damn, this is so sad. The man's eyes flickered. He wanted to refuse it, but he picked up the note. The next day, after sending his daughter to the church school, he walked to his home, to the familiar Low Tide Street, and saw the rubble that used to be his home. The chimney, the window, the doors, and the weeds on the walls hadn't changed at all. So familiar, as if the beautiful female owner would open up the door the next second. The man was stunned, unable to believe that it was real. But even if it was an illusion, he was happy to embrace it. Over the next few days, Klein, who had completed a slew of similar wishes, pushed open the window of the hotel and snapped his fingers in the morning light fog. In an area of the city overlooking Constant, Welch's father woke up out of habit due to the dreams of his dead son and family, and walked to the balcony to take in the morning air. Under the light of dawn, he saw a chimney and blast furnaces resembling a forest. The former Constant city had presented itself to him, bathed in the orange light of dawn. How beautiful. Excuse me? What? KLS is my voice quieter? What do you mean? Let me know if that's better. I think it should be a little bit better now. Better? Fantastic. How's it going, by the way? I have certain settings that I have for my mic. Yeah, it's louder. I don't know if it's better, but it's louder. I have certain settings on my mic that I keep on. So I have my portable AC right here. I'm probably gonna need to put it away soon now that it's starting to be autumn, but like for some reason it's really fucking hot today, so my room was really hot, so I had the AC on for most of the stream. So I had certain settings on to try to drown out that noise, but I turned it off now because we're coming to an end and the room feels okay for now. So I turned off those settings. So I don't know, it shouldn't do that because it should just be a noise gate to take that out, but I don't know, it tends to do a whole bunch of shit I couldn't fucking tell you. I know, right? I know, Zach. I agree. Like, everyone's power is like, oh, well, my power is that my one punch can destroy 18 houses and 47 streets. And Klein is like, make a wish? Make a wish? By the way, Zach, how's it going, man? Thanks for popping by. How you doing? As the residents of Constant were stunned by the miracle in front of them, Klein had already carried his suitcase and left the city. After creating such a commotion, he was worried that Zaratul would lock onto him, so he didn't dare stay any longer. How was it hot for you, left? Well, I don't know if it's like hot, but like, what's the temperature right now? It's 25 degrees right now, which I know isn't that hot, but 25 degrees in my room with the computer running at like full blast, because like, streaming puts a decent stress on it. My room gets hot as balls. So, like, my room is hot right now. With his present strength and level, he wasn't too afraid of fighting Zaratul head-on. But he didn't want to be ambushed. For Beyonders of the Seer pathway, being prepared and not was completely different. Once Klein revealed his location, it didn't leave time, and unprepared him would end up facing Zaratul. He could imagine that even now, as the owner of Sephira Castle, and still had one more resurrection, there was still a huge chance of completely perishing. The hottest thing... Damn. You shouldn't have, Seer. I didn't get anything for you. Furthermore, he didn't know what state Amon was in right now. Was he still being pursued by the true creator? Or was it possible for him to appear and steal everything? In the basement of a house in Southville County, a few Sequence 7 Beyonders of the Abraham family gathered. That's pretty much it. Dorian Gray shared what Mr. Dorr had said in his entirety. The years of exile and being sealed was enough to drive the ancestor insane. He only occasionally regains lucidity. Even just directly speaking to him causes mental corruption. So that's the reason, a university professor sighed. I'm finding Toronto rather cold. Maybe I'm having a cold. How's the weather in Toronto right now? Moon, how's it going, man? Oh, it's a bit colder in Toronto. It's like 18. That is cool. I still wouldn't call that cold. If you think this is cold, James, you're gonna have one bitch of a time once November comes, brother. And wait until... November is like the first little hit of winter. And then when January hits, you just want to die. So, wait for that. Kami, what's up? His expression revealed some relief, as if he could finally admit that the curse was a result of their ancestor. After a 1-second pause, the man said, "We need to think of a way to help the ancestor. This way, the curse would be completely removed." And the other guy reading Lord of the Mysteries also did a clown cosplay. You know what, Kami? I am a clown for 24 hours a day for free, okay? So I'm not doing it on stream. No, thank you. Verdu, are you crazy? If a crazy King of Angel returns, it will destroy the entire family, Dorian said. That's why we must hurry. While the ancestor still has a portion of his lucidity, we should let him return. Once he escapes his exiles and has enough anchors, he will regain his lucidity. Dorian, you've degenerated, no longer wishing to restore the glory of our family, to allow us to return to the apex of the continent. You only wish a stable, mediocre life. Besides, how can you be sure that Mr. Fool will keep providing blessings? Perhaps one day he will be like the 7 deities who don't respond to most prayers. Tanab, Godzilla, how's it going, guys? Seer, the first cosplay we have, we're still a long way away from it, but the first cosplay I promised that I will do, because I keep my promises, was at 10,000 subs, I will do a Azek cosplay. I'll go buy like a brown suit, I'll go get like a pocket watch, we'll do the whole shebang, okay? But it's still a ways away, so. However, the risk in this area will definitely be lower than helping the ancestor escape. Even if I believed in Mr. Fool and sincerely praying to him, I haven't been affected by the full moon ravings for months. If not for the fact that I'm no longer young, I would easily be able to consume a Sequence 6 potion. 25th. Okay, Ardor, well I hope not that far, bro. Come on. Come on. We're gonna make it happen. What do you mean, don't why Azek? Yeah, like just Azek, you know? Even so, given time, I still have a good chance of advancing. Who is trying to brag and become a Sequence 6? I know. If someone like me who's older and at a certain age can do it, our next generation and descendants will be able to break free from our restrictions and have a chance to become demigods. After hearing Dorian's words, 2 men and women agreed. They had already made some of their descendants believe in Mr. Fool, and through a few months of observation, they were certain it was effective. They were planning to pray to Mr. Fool themselves as well. Noticing Verdu's nasty expression, Dorian softened his tone. More importantly, we don't have the strength to complete the ritual. A demigod of any pathway isn't easy to deal with. Among them, the corresponding demigods of the Seer and Marauder are cunning, bizarre, and dangerous. Even if we're willing to sacrifice ourselves and use our Grade 0 artifacts, it won't be easy. I won't stop you from changing your faith to the Fool. If you can get that existence's help to aid the ancestor's escape, that will be the best development, but before that I will do my best to prepare the ritual. Dorian, you must remember that the bloodline and glory of the Abraham family comes from the ancestor. Without him, there would be no us. If this matter requires sacrifice, then I will do it, Verdu said as he walked out. Dorian watched him leave. Verdu has been studying all kinds of mysticism, hoping to find a way to resolve the curse. I believe that such persistence is in his blood. Everyone couldn't help but nod. After he confirms that he can't complete the ritual, he should give up. They too hoped that Verdu would succeed, but found it virtually impossible. No, this lunatic's gonna do some bullshit. He's gonna succeed. Mr. Door's gonna come out, wreak some havoc. I already told you. If Mr. Door comes out, my prediction is he's gonna come out, look really cool, and then like one or two of the gods will just smite him, just be like, bitch, we were keeping you there because it was just easier. Fuck, you thought we couldn't kill you? On Blue Mountain Island, where Bayam was located, the private harbor, originally belonging to the Resistance, a group of workers who had finished laying the gas pipes were about to find a place to rest and wait for the carriage. Where am I? And wait for the carriage sent by the Church of the Sea God to help them back to Bayam, where they saw the half-giants, reportedly from the northern Fasak Islands. These workers had participated in the construction of harbors, cathedrals, and art museums, so they knew how heavy the grayish-white stones were. They remembered that even with the help of logs, horses, and machinery, it was hard for people to carry such material, and yet the half-giants held them as easily as holding toys. Their display of strength was simply insanity. When Derek saw the outer walls and some of the buildings of the town, he said to everyone, "It is time to return to the city of Silver and tell the chief about the situation here." None of the members objected. They were excited as they agreed with the elder. Although they hadn't been here long, they had fallen in love with this new hometown. They had fallen in love with the warmth of the sun in the day and the peace of the crimson moon in the night. They couldn't wait for others to enjoy it as well. Upon seeing this, Derek said, "Come back to the city of Silver with me and tell the chief and the others about the situation here," he said to Candace. "You too, Yinrod. Liavel, you are in charge of maintaining order here." He was worried that he wouldn't be able to convince the current chief, Wade Sherman and company, so he decided to bring companions with him. 1 or 2, my goat needs all 7 at least. If he needs 2, I would be surprised, Hope. Let me put it that way. After settling the corresponding matters, Derek led Candace and Yinrod to a secluded spot in the new city of Silver. He lowered his head, clasped his hands, and prayed to Mr. Fool, making a wish to return to the city of Silver. Without a sound, the scene in front of them stretched and blurred, and then immediately fixed and became clear. In front of their eyes, they saw a city wall with weeds fluttering in the air. In just a second, they had returned to the entrance of the city of Silver. "This is a miracle," Candace said. She had imagined many ways of returning to the city of Silver, but had never thought of returning so directly. Banished him to exactly. Hope, what takes more effort? I'm so curious. To hold a prisoner for lifetime or execute him? Which takes more effort? The answer is obviously banishment, especially if it's of the apprentice pathway. This guy, he's the door of all doors, and you've got him imprisoned. Killing him should be easy work. To her, this was a miracle bestowed by a deity. Yinrod opened the glass lantern, shook the glass lantern in his hand and muttered, "This is much brighter than the beast-hide lantern." Before he could finish, he came to his senses and revealed a pure smile. This time, they would be the messengers of dawn that would lead the residents of the City of Silver out. Derek heaved a sigh of relief and maintained his stern expression. "Let's find the chief and arrange for everyone to carry out the migration." They had heard Mr. Hanged Man talk about many such matters that failed at the cusp of success. He didn't wish for the City of Silver to have such an outcome. The door of Mr. Door. Shut up. After all, such matters had to be done quickly. When they passed through the City of Silver residents in charge of guarding the door looked at them and saw hope from their faces. "Did the others not come back?" someone asked worriedly. "They've remained in the outside world to build a temporary camp." The guard didn't ask further. Afraid that they would delay their time, they watched as Derek and company headed for the Twin Towers. Not long after, Derek, Candace, and Yinrod saw Chief Wade Chermont and the other members of the 6-member council. At the end of the report, they even took out their pocket watches, music boxes, and other exquisite machinery to prove. The members on the council looked at Wade Chermont. "Your experience is like a dream." "No, I can't even dream of such a thing." With that said, he solemnly said, "Has the dungeon meant to store the sealed artifacts been constructed?" "That was the first building we completed," Derek said. Wade nodded. "Get everyone to bring their necessary items and gather at the training grounds. To prevent any accidents, we will directly pray to Mr. Fool and ask him to transfer us over." Having said that, Wade pondered for a moment and said, "Mr. Fool previously sent a revelation to let us wait another 3 hours for the ancient survivors of the Moon City to rendezvous with us. But this doesn't affect our preparations ahead of time. Tell everyone that the environment in Moon City is rough. Many people have deformities. We must look at them normally." They've got deformities again? Well, I guess it's probably been like 6 months or something. But Klein could fix that like quickly. It's fine. Although the City of Silver had the black-faced grass as our steeple, they would eat the flesh of monsters to replenish their strength occasionally. This made them have deformed children. Therefore, everyone was no stranger to this phenomenon. Alright, the other members of the 6-member council responded without hesitation. Not everyone was cured? Really? What? Klein, you gotta fix them all, bro. Come on, gotta catch them all. This time, they were no longer seeing the light, but were directly welcoming the day. What a beautiful way to put that. God, the music is so good. No, Seer, he did. I remember Klein. Yeah, no, Seer, he did. The Forsaken Land of the Gods, Moon City. When Adal, Jin, and Russ heard the High Priest's voice resounding through the city, they became excited. They stood up at the same time and carried the beast hide bags they had prepared earlier. Inside were distributed mushroom powder and dried mushrooms in various monster leathers, as well as different characteristics. To them, even though they were excited and were full of hope for the future, the suffering they had been through made them take precautions. They tried their best to carry as much food as possible. So wait, I'm curious. So does this city or place wherever in Bayam where the City of Silver and the Moon City are gonna live, will this eventually become like the what do you call it? Like the main city of the Church of the Tarot Club or whatever? Because like every church has like their main thing, right? Like the Church of Storm has like that thing in the Rorstad Archipelago or whatever. So like, will this be the thing for the Church of the Tarot Club, where like, hey, this is like our main, because like everyone's a believer, and we have like the main, we have like a sealed artifact storage which the church can effectively use. Senta, how's it going, buddy? How you doing? Oh, this is gonna be so good. A few flashes of lightning before the priest had received Mr. Fool's divine revelation and stopped sending out hunting teams. They instructed every resident to pack their important items and prepare to leave at a moment's notice. In less than a minute, Adal and company walked out of their houses with lanterns in hand and arrived on the streets. As their eyes met, their faces were either filled with tumors or deformities or filled with unconcealed joy. They had no negative emotions towards abandoning the city and leaving their hometown. This was the source of their nightmare. It was unknown how many generations of people had lost their happiness in the childhood. When they were gathered at the square with a high platform, they suppressed their excitement and lined up in an orderly manner. Soon, all residents of the Moon City arrived. High Priest Nim walked over and said, "Everyone, today I have received a divine revelation. Mr. Fool is about to help us leave this cursed land and obtain a new lease of life. Praise be to Mr. Fool." A gesture invented to praise Mr. Fool. Mr. Fool, the residents of the City of Silver pressed their right palms to their left chest, expressing their gratitude and devotion. 2 more chapters, Luvian. 2 more chapters. We will first head to the City of Silver and meet with the survivors there. We will then head to the World of Light together. Do not worry, Mr. Fool will protect us. Shinze Sasageo! True. Okay, shut your eyes and begin to pray. With that said, the high priest clasped his hands together and pressed them against his lips, sincerely praying to Mr. Fool that this mighty existence could satisfy the greatest wish of the Moon City. In the next second, the demigod of the Evernight pathway acutely sensed the changes in their surroundings. Opening their eyes, they surveyed their area and discovered that the stone pillars had become clearer. Lanterns hung on it as tall figures were outlined. This is the City of Silver? We've already arrived? This is the might of the deity. Praise Mr. Fool, everyone said. They subconsciously had a certain good impression of the City of Silver. As a missionary of God, His Excellency Gehrman had once mentioned that he arrived in the City of Silver after entering this cursed land. This was the beginning of where God's brilliance spread out from, the origin of all hope. The figures quickly became clearer. Most of them were more than 2 meters tall. Their faces were normal, with no signs of deformities. They too were sizing up the residents of the Moon City. Their impressive heights and envious of their normality made Jin, Russ, and others nervous. They felt inferior. But with the sweep of their gaze, many residents were biting mushrooms. From time to time, they would then drink from these mushrooms. This familiar scene made the people gradually relax, to treat these half-giants as their own. The chief of the 6-member council, Wei Chermont, nodded to Nim, who was supposed to be the leader of the Moon City. Are you ready? Ready and good to go, Nim said. Wayne Chermont immediately cast his gaze at the City of Silver residents. Finish your meals within 3 minutes and begin praying. In less than a minute, everyone had finished their milk and put away the remaining food, sincerely praying to Mr. Fool. The miraculous descent of the ancient survivors of Moon City made them even more confident in leaving this land. A few seconds later, everyone in the City of Silver had disappeared. The city was completely silent. Soon, the corrupted weeds grew, and the monsters wandered in around the streets and houses. In just a few blinks of an eye, the residents of the City of Silver in Moon City had arrived in front of the giant king's palace, which had the dusk frozen. This was a ritual that Klein had planned to allow the ancient survivors of the Forsaken Land of the Gods to bid farewell to the past. Shocked by the grandeur, epicness, and mythical impression of the Giant King's court, the residents of the City of Silver turned their heads and looked down into the distance. By the way, how is Klein able to do this? How is he able to teleport so many people now? Because he's teleporting a couple thousand, probably, at least, between both cities? Maybe 10,000? But like a couple thousand, like if you want to say like 2,000 at the very least. I wish for all people to tell. You see how I got 3 different answers? The Staff of the Stars, he has apprentice powers above the Grey Fog, a wish. All those could theoretically work, it's just funny. Beyond the orange-red dusk, the ground, completely blanketed in darkness, occasional lightning would flash across the sky. As the lightning descended, darkness surged again. Then the City of Silver and Moon City residents turned their head and cast their gaze deep into the palace, into an open door, and outside the door was a blazing golden ocean. The people who were blinded by the sunlight felt their surroundings become blurry. The fragments quickly reassembled, turning into the blue ocean, the smell of fish, striking sounds, and the orange-red sun. The residents of the Moon City and City of Silver looked around in shock and anticipation. They saw the luxuriant forest that wasn't distorted at all. They saw the stone building that had yet to be refurnished. They saw Liavel and company and saw the path towards the harbor. Many people's vision turned blurry as though they were undergoing the catharsis of the holy light. They could clearly sense there was no depravity, filth, or mysterious power here. Most of the residents lowered their heads and knelt to the ground, praising Mr. Fool as they kissed the ground. It wasn't that the others weren't grateful, but they were still spellbound by such a scene. Every fiber of their being was shocked. After they recovered, Liavel went up to meet his wife and daughter. As he approached, he couldn't help back the excitement and joy. He opened his mouth, wanting to tell his wife and children what he had seen and heard during this time, but he realized there was too much to share. Like a surging river, they rushed to his throat and blocked his voice. After a few seconds, Liavel simply said, We have a new home. Before he could finish his sentence, a nearby half-giant reached his hand into his pocket and extended it to his wife and daughter. This is given to us by the Oracle. Milk candy. They all say it is delicious, Liavel said. There were 2 objects, the size of a thumb and wrapped in thin sheets of paper. Milk candy? Liavel's wife didn't understand this term. A new word in Jotun that mixed milk and honey. New. Like, they don't even have the term for a sweet. Because that just, it doesn't even, like, the best thing they could think of is like honey. Their daughter was infected by her father's emotions. She boldly took the candy and stuffed it in her mouth. No, you have to peel the outside. Liavel took back the candy and peeled off the wrapper before giving one to each his wife and his daughter. His daughter bit down forcefully, producing a cracking sound. She narrowed her eyes as her expression became more and more intoxicated. Romero, no, not yet, give him time. During this process, she couldn't even bear to speak. Seeing her daughter's reaction, Liavel's wife also bit the candy. She felt this was a precious thing, so she didn't bite into it directly. She just slowly let it melt away. The indescribable milk fragrance and sweetness slowly swept out. When Liavel saw this, his smile widened, as what he said had been stuck to his throat. The Oracle said that we can find a job in the city and earn money, and we can buy more candy. We can also sell characteristics and monster leather we no longer have need for. To the Church of the Sea God. The Sea God is Mr. Fool's subsidiary god. It'll be dark soon. I will bring you to the beach to watch the sunset. It is beautiful. I visit it every day, and I've been waiting for the 2 of you since I have arrived. Wow, that's beautiful. It's finally done. My anchors have stabilized. Furthermore, the granting of wishes of the City of Silver in Moon City has allowed my Miracle Invoker potion to digest quite a lot. But it isn't as much as restoring Constant City. Indeed, being a god of wishes isn't the best form of acting. Hind exhaled as he threw back the Staff of the Stars. Following that, he would continue wandering and creating miracles, occasionally head to the Forsaken Land of the Gods and transform some monsters into marionettes to prepare for the subsequent ritual. As for the next stage of Miracle Invoker, Klein planned on accumulating wishes of changing appearances and figures to resolve the deformities of the Moon City, thereby creating a miracle. This isn't too difficult. Many maiden and ladies wish to remove acne, or have their noses be sharper, and I have a way to do it. This way, by accumulating the simple to the difficult, it will take a matter of time to treat the deformed people of Moon City. In the outside world, they will feel even more inferior, Klein mumbled. In that case, I can call myself the ruler of the beauty industry, guardian of the architects and the construction workers, the miracle creator of long-distance travel. Although after entering the waters, they didn't have a safe sea route, Queen Mystic seemed to have lost her sense of time. If not for the precise wall clock in her captain's cabin, she would have forgotten how long it had been. The violent winds and the torrential rain made the boat fly up occasionally, getting thrown from side to side. Deacon, how's it going, man? I don't think I've seen you here before. How you doing? Or maybe you're like a regular watcher who doesn't comment often. I don't know. The violent winds and nope, already read that. Bernadette watched calmly as she patiently waited without interfering with the dawn situation. After some time, the storm finally calmed down and a black outline appeared in the distance. We finally got to talk to Mr. Door. Do we now get to talk to Mr. Gustav? Please? Come on. Let the two transmigrators work together. Bro, if we could get all three transmigrators working together, we're cooking. We're cooking so hard. Everknight's already working with Klein. And if Klein can now also get Roselle, oh my god, we're cooking so hard. Oh. Dude, we're at 1,300. Wow. 1,300. 1301 to like 1309 seer. Yeah, that'll be the thing. I think. I am not slow today. What are you on about? Why are y'all saying I'm slow? That's not true at all. Fuck you. Oh, wait. Wait, no, sorry. I just saw this. It says 13 to like 1308 should be done together. Never mind. Okay, I should stop here? I should stop here? Oh, okay, okay. That's okay. We can stop here. Yeah, no problem. Okay, we can stop here. No problem. Okay. Alright, well, we'll end it there. Let me just check out some artwork, because I have a lot. God damn it. Bro, how much did you guys send? You said so much since yesterday. This is cheating. Look at this. It would be perfect if we can. Yeah, we can get to there, Seer. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or Sunday. I just have no clue because it'll depend on if I can. What do you call it? It'll just depend on if. What the fuck is this? Oh, cool. It'll just depend on if I can. Finish the video today, or I might do it Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. Wow, that's so beautiful. Like, I just... That's beautiful too. Wow. Look at this. These are so beautiful, dude. Klein, Sherlock, Gehrman, Dwayne, Merlin. 5 is good. 5 is like a good number of personas. It's like plenty different, but plenty similar. Wait, what is this? This is so cute. This is so cute. Ah, come on. Pew. Hello. Yeah. This is so cute. And Jomingru at the end. That's amazing. This is beautiful, dude. This is so good. Hello. But like, oh my, like this is unbelievably good. How are there 7 personas, please? There's 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you count? Fat cat. Thumbnail already on there. Thank you, Milosh, for this. This is amazing thumbnail choice. Man, this artwork is actually I have no words. It's so beautiful. On more of these. Oh, these are cool. These are cool. Joe is not a persona, my guy. That's who he is. And the Fool, if you want to call that a persona, sure, you can call it 6, fine. Damn, this guy's the shortest of them all, huh? Get mogged. Oh, that's so cool. The Fool one? That's so cool. Oh, sorry. Just can't see it over my mug. Look at that. That's so good. These are all amazing. Even this is so beautiful. I love the dove imagery for like the magician. It's so good. Now, may I interest you in something? I don't know. Oh, I didn't get to see how the I didn't get to I hope that's in here somewhere, but the Fool Card of Blasphemy. Oh, wow, these are beautiful. Cards of Blasphemy. Oh, Cards of Blasphemy series. I see, okay. Oh, so Black Emperor, the Fool, Red Priest, Tyrant. I see, okay. I sent the Fool card on the Foggy Town arc? Oh, oh, maybe. Oh, I see. Okay, maybe. New book cover. Wow, that looks beautiful. That Emlyn? What? Why is he on a book cover? Fuck this guy. There's actually no end. Oh, this is so cute. I would love to have this as like I'd love to have this as a an emoji. This would be so cute. For anyone that's going to tell me to remove Susie, no. Okay? No. We're probably not going to get any more emojis on YouTube for a long time. Okay, well, maybe I'll add this on the Discord, though, because I think this is so cute. Man, these types of, like, very... I don't even know what you would call these. I'm not very art literate. But, like, these kinds of drawings that are, like, very vague and not and like have very large strokes. I really like these for some reason. I don't know why. Damn, seriously, Milos, Romero, Moon, you, like, Luvion, whoever, like, everyone that sent the art, thank you so much, guys. Y'all knocked it out of the park. This is so fucking cool. They're so good, dude. These are so good. Holy shit, that's beautiful. New Osar? Oh, the door opening. End of volume 6. Oh, that's really good. Let me just see how it opens. Is it a... Oh, it's like a video. Okay, cool. Man, I'm gonna revamp the server after stream. Come VC if you want to give any input on stuff. Yeah, remember, I'm gonna pop down for a little bit after stream, but then I'll pop in. Yeah, no problem. Wow, man. The amount of effort this shit takes is incredible. When you say revamp the server, what does that mean? It's fuck it. We'll find out later. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. Oh, Mr. Door. That could make a good one though. It means he'll wipe it. Oh god, I hope not. We love Merlin. Hell yeah, we do. Dude, this is like my... I don't have this too often, but this is like my occasional thing of like, dude, we're actually growing as a community, because like, I'll see people like comment here or like on stream all the time, obviously, but like in Discord in particular, like I'll see people comment, I'll be like, dude, I don't know when this person joined. I have no idea who this person is. I don't think I've ever spoken to them, which to me is like so fucking cool, but also kind of sad because like I don't know everyone anymore, but like, because like for the longest time, like every single person who was in the Discord, like I knew all of them like decently, but it's like, yeah, no, I figured it was you, James, but like it's just so cool to me. It's cool, but it's also a little sad to me where like I'll see people and I'm like, damn, I don't know them, or like I haven't talked to this person, or like I don't even know when they joined. Oh my god, it's James. God, this is beautiful. Cool blasphemy card. Hello. Oh, yes, I do remember seeing this. You're right, Miller. You're right. You did send this. Alright, guys. We'll end stream there. I think Easy's streaming right now, so if you guys are free, please pop on over to Easy. Love that dude. Okay, wouldn't go that far, Milish. But you are a proud owner of the Blasphemy deck. Oh, I'm gonna order that after I finish Lord of the Mysteries. I'm gonna order it. All right, guys, we'll end it there. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I don't know if there'll be a stream tomorrow. It might be tomorrow. It might be Sunday. I might do it tomorrow and then skip Sunday. I don't know. Time of YouTube raid Easy. YouTube doesn't have such a feature. If they did, I would love that. But yeah, Seer, I can send the link for it if you're interested. But yeah, we'll end it. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Have a great rest of your day or night. I'll catch y'all either tomorrow or Sunday. Bye, guys.